know what I learned in doing my research, even though I feel like I've known you for years, you played the guitar.
A little bit.
And then you played the tuba in junior high school?
I did.
Tell me about that.
Well, you know, when you were coming out of elementary school, they usually had a representative of the school band, you know, the junior high or high school band come by and present all these instruments, and you tried them out. Well, of course, all the guys wanted to do drums, right? And rat-a-tat-tat-tat. Well, okay, all right, but what else can we show you? And so I tried the trumpet, and I made a terrible noise, and tried a couple of the other instruments, woodwind instruments, saxophone, and just made honking, you know, terrible honking sounds. And I got on the tuba, and I went, and boom, there a sound came out. And they said, well, why don't you think about that? So for 2 years, I played tuba in the concert band, not the marching band. You know, not the big one that wraps around you, but the concert tuba. And I loved it. You know, I was first chair for most of those 2 years, and then this one kid got better than me, and so I was relegated to second chair. But I really loved that experience, and one of the things that I got out of it was what I would call learning how to play with an ensemble, you know, with an orchestra basically, and that, you know, you've got your part, but it's also very important to understand the other parts that are being played and to complement those parts and to work together.
So when you went to high school, what did you play?
Well, by then, rock and roll had hit, right?
Because I know at 13, you had already seen Ray Charles and felt like you wanted to be a musician.
Correct. And actually, even when I saw Ray, I had started playing guitar. And of course, you know, through the years, I had stuck with the piano. And we had that wonderful record, Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music, in our house. And I just loved that record, and even as a child, you know, and was fascinated by him. And then my sister had a date to go see Ray in Tuscaloosa, where we grew up. He was playing at the Coliseum there at the university. And so my parents had something to do, and they suggested to my sister, hey, why don't you take Chuck with you? And she graciously accepted. She had a date, you know, so little brother's tagging along. But it was just amazing, you know. Of course, Ray is amazing, but the band was amazing. Fathead Newman on sax and the Raylettes singing, Billy Preston on organ. And he gave Billy a little special spot, do a song and come out front and dance. And I left there, you know, at the age of, I guess it was 13 or so, saying, if I could ever be in a band, not necessarily that sounded exactly like that, but that moved people like that moved me, that would be my goal. And from that point forward, that's what I've tried to pursue. But, you know, when you get back to learning the guitar, high school, I had started our own band called the Misfits, M-I-S-F-I-T-Z. And, you know, a little four-piece band. I was playing guitar mostly, but then the bass player and I were both interested in the keyboard, and it was a race to see who could afford to buy one first. So I won, and I had a Farfisa organ, and so I went back and forth playing guitar and organ with the Misfits. And we played every Friday night at the YMCA, and then the first television station came to Tuscaloosa, WCFT, and they wanted to emulate American Bandstand, and so they put together a very cleverly named Tuscaloosa Bandstand, and and we were the band. You know, we had a DJ that was the MC for the show, Tiger Jack Garrett, and this is so way back, Monica, you know, before digital and all that stuff. And so, you know, if the guitar player Ronnie was doing a solo, they had these placards made up, and they'd have the camera look at that placard, and the placard would say, gut plucking Ronnie, you know. And if I was playing the organ, go get him, Chuck, you know.